Shooby dooby doo ah, shooby dooby doo ah. I'm standing in an ant pile. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to do something that is very innovative, not really, and something exciting for me specifically. I'm going to paint my AR-15 rifle. Woo. Here's what I have right now. I've disassembled the handguard, and I'm just gonna take off some other parts. Handguard is right there. So yeah, we're gonna paint these the red tiger camo from Call of Duty, my favorite childhood video game. Specifically, I think I want to go with like the Call of Duty 4 variant. I guess it's the most fitting because I just bought some metallic spray paint instead of like gloss, because I don't really want it to look all glossy and stuff. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Ooh, out of focus, oh my god. I can promise you, it's a lot drier. I don't even see that much water, if anything, really. So it works. How cinematic that is. Hell yeah. It's getting a nice sheen to it. Kind of like how it's coming out so far. I did put too much on that side, but other than that, I gotta flip it around and see where we go from there. But yeah, it's looking pretty decent. So it is a little bit more glossy, a little bit more gray. I wish I took pictures beforehand, but honestly, you can look at any modern radical firearms AR-15, you're gonna see it's a darker, kind of matte-ish, shitty looking parkerized finish, but it gets the job done. Who am I kidding? I've had surface rust on this before, leaving it in the attic, even though it was in a sealed bag, but I digress though. The next step is essentially putting a lot of like masking tape across the entire firearm, and whatever that isn't covered is going to get that red treatment. I want to go for a like Call of Duty 4-esque Red Tiger. Because this AR-15 is, number one, my first AR-15. Number two, Red Tiger, honestly, actually a Model Fur 2 was the best looking. I know Blue Tiger and Red Tiger were kind of like even for me as far as like how cool they look. I know I used to go into like boosted lobbies, you know, 1v1, so that way we can, you know, shoot each other in the head, like, so that way we can get our gold camos. My back gets hurt. Goodness gracious. Yeah, pushing 30, talking about Call of Duty 4. My goodness. Anyways, yeah, this isn't really a serious rifle. That's why, you know, I kind of went through the process of like, you know, hosing it down and shit, which I wouldn't recommend doing, but I just did it for the love of the game. Also to just kind of like take off any like dust and grime that I had sitting on there, because I bought this rifle back in like 2017. Gonna put some Red Tiger on it, make it look cool, and you know, basically not shoot it as much because, well, it's not really a duty grade AR-15, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it looks pretty cool now. Can't wait to put all the masking tape on, and then tomorrow I'm going to show you the process of me, you know, putting all the red paint on it, and then hopefully it looks pretty damn good. So far, I'm really liking how it looks, and yeah, let's see how it goes next time. Man, I got some really cool news for you. It is finished. Woo! Look at that. Look how nice and, you know, gamer-esque it looks. We have here a finished product. This is my spray painted first ever AR-15 that I've ever purchased back in, I want to say, February of 2017. Man! And I just got down to actually painting it almost 10 years later. Well, 9 years at this point. But yeah, spray painted the optic. I did not spray paint the 3x magnifier because the Trijicon 3x magnifier is expensive and I actually care about it. So it may hop on different rifles from time to time, but it is going to stay on this rifle for the time being. I spray painted the buffer tube a little bit, and I spray painted technically the stock, but I mean, look at that. Oh my God, you're not gonna be able to see it. Oh my God. Look at that. There's already a little bit of wear and tear right there. I should really just let it autofocus itself instead of just being manual focus, but you know, I just finished my first semester of film school and I don't know. Anyways, if you know, you know. Manual focus don't work. Stop. I digress. Look at that. Yet again, it is beautiful. I did add a little bit of like redness to the sights. And I think as far as the sights are concerned, it looks great, but I wanted to somewhat do that to the rifle here, but I think the black metallic contrasts with the red metallic, and my goodness, like this rifle looks fucking nice. Like it turned a budget Radical Firearms dogshit AR-15 into something that's, I don't know, at least cool, you know, a showpiece, right? You know, if you played Call of Duty, you know, your Red Tiger from Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty 4, of course, that's where it all started, right? And yeah, I mean, I didn't get it entirely down because there's more like red stripes that kind of go down, but like I really do like how ripping the masking tape kind of gives this whole like edged, or not really edged, but kind of like crooked-ish. I don't know how to explain it. It's not a straight like stripe. It's kind of like trying to match the fur, if I'm not mistaken. So the pattern's kind of like a little bit weird. So some of it, you have like little spots here and there, but I think the contrast looks really nice. I even got it in the rails here. Again, this is like a showpiece rifle. This is like a budget-oriented AR-15. It's not something I'm actually going to use for duty use. I have a BCM, and I'm getting a Trigicon TAO2 or TA02 for the purposes of like actual duty use. And this is just going to be like, you know, I guess introducing new shooters to the AR-15 because it looks cool. The AR-15 by itself already looks cool, but having like, you know, gamer paints is even cooler, if I do say so myself. It is de moi. It took a cheap AR-15 into something that looks pretty presentable. And again, I'm not really going to put thousands of rounds into it. Just introduce people to the gun world, especially since, you know, I got into guns because of video games. So, you know, if I ever come across like some people in the filmmaking industry who, you know, play Call of Duty, but they don't know where to get like an AR-15, you know, I can introduce them to it and so forth, or just, you know, at another job I might acquire. So that is it. That's all I wanted to show you. I thought it looked pretty cool. And again, I'm not gonna spray paint my Trigicon 3X magnifier because I'm actually probably gonna use it for something else. And I don't need red Tiger spray paint on something else. You know what I'm saying? It just looks weird. I might spray paint the buttstock, but to be quite frank, man, I spent like an hour and 30 minutes just getting all this together, and I was just too tired to do the buttstock. So, but yeah, it's really neat. And you know, go ahead and spray paint your rifles, guys. This is the first time I've ever done it, but I would suggest that you watch YouTube tutorials. And a couple of other things I also want to point out. Make sure you're suspending all of these on a string, because there are some parts of the rifle that I'm going to show you here that kind of look out of place. It kind of looks crunchy as opposed to like being super slick. And yeah, if you know, and of course be patient. Wait about like 5 to 10 minutes for it to dry out, because I didn't do that, and some of the smudges are on the rifle and on the optic. So yeah, but just keep that in mind, and you're gonna have like a rifle that looks just as cool as this, with your gamer paints and so forth. I like, to be quite frankly honest, I liked Blue Tiger the most in Call of Duty 4, but that's because it had more blue stripes. And then when you got to Modern Warfare 2, I liked Red Tiger the most. So, you know, I figured red is just a better contrasting color to black, even though black contrasts with everything else. You know, that's how it works. But I just like how black looks on red. I'm sorry, red looks on black. And anyways, guys, that's all I wanted to share. This is a cool looking rifle now. And yeah, you guys take it easy. I'm over here in film school forgetting about the intro that I used to do. But anyways, guys, I hope you do enjoy. Be sure to like and subscribe if you do find this enjoyable, informative, or whatever. Yes, guys, once again, it has been your boy, Deuces.